Here, I thought you were just being nice, but I just wanted you to do it. I see how it is.
The audio is also on the video. I tied it up.
Okay, are we on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to National Maritime Day. Welcome to the 100th anniversary this month of this great ship Peking. I think we're all glad and proud to be here to celebrate this since the museum is not. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, a pioneer volunteer for the last year, Ms. Lynn Seebeck.
Hi everybody. Can everyone hear me? Louder? Alright. On behalf of Save Our Seaport, I want to thank all of you for coming here together today. In particular, I want to thank all of the members of Save Our Seaport and Friends of Bowne. We would not be here today if not for all of your hard work and perseverance. I would particularly like to thank those of you who may be new here today. Thank you for joining us. At this time, if everybody could, look out towards the river, particularly at the ships here. Now I want you to close your eyes and imagine the same view. This time, take away the ships. If you're like me, this is going to be very hard for you to imagine, but I want you to try. Do you think the seaport would look the same? No? We don't either. The ships and the history of the seaport are a huge part of this area's charm. And I think that fewer of us would come here as often as we do if it weren't to be amongst these beautiful historic vessels and to be in a place where we could really feel and understand and experience an important part of New York's history. We are facing a reality in which these ships could disappear forever, and the Seaport Museum could lose its ability to educate New Yorkers and visitors alike. New York City school children could miss out on an opportunity to step foot on a sailboat and examine and learn about marine life up close, something many of them may not have had an opportunity to do otherwise. Locals and visitors may no longer have an opportunity to help raise sails on a 125-year-old schooner. People may lose the opportunity to have beautiful and unique stationery or invitations created by Bowne & Company with their 19th century printing equipment. But we are all here today, and by joining together, we hope that these opportunities that have been taken away from us temporarily will not be taken away for good. There have been a lot of rumors and speculation about how we have come to the point where a rally to save our seaport is even necessary. And while there are still unanswered questions, I would ask that we focus right now on where we're going. The city and the Seaport Museum are currently in negotiations that will have an impact on our future. If you want to ensure that impact is positive, let everyone know that the ships, the seaports, and preserving New York City's history matter to you. Write to the museum and to your elected officials. Let them know it is important to you that the ships in the museum's collections be preserved and cared for, and that they remain here in the city for people to experience and enjoy. In particular, Peking, whose 100th birthday this year has been neglected, much like the ship's condition herself. Let them know that you want Bowne & Company, which had successfully operated for 36 years, to be reopened so that those interested in the history of type and printing can continue to access Bowne's collection. Let them know that you want to see a museum be more actively engaged with the local community and the public as a whole, with more educational and enjoyable programming opportunities. And let them know that you would like to see a more active membership and a group of leaders that seek to develop and market the opportunities that are available, and also to call on the skills and experience of staff and volunteers who are committed to the success of the Seaport Museum, the ships, and this community. I love the Seaport. I've lived in New York for 8 years, and this has always been my favorite place. I love the ships, the cobblestone streets, the historic buildings, especially the proximity to the water. I've always loved being in and near the water, but it wasn't until May 1st, 2010, my first training sail on the schooner Pioneer, that I learned just how much I enjoy being on the water. But Pioneer is not scheduled to sail this summer, and I find that to be an enormous shame. She's such a beautiful ship, and who wouldn't want the opportunity to be on a gorgeous boat this summer with a view of the most amazing city in the world? Sailing on Pioneer is probably the most fun I have had in New York. And over the past year, the Seaport has become a second home, and the Pioneer crew an extended family. But wow, I have also really learned a lot from Pioneer and her crew over the past year, from sail theory and woodworking to the history of the harbor and the maritime world in general. And honestly, isn't that kind of the point? Shouldn't the goal of any healthy museum be to teach and educate people who want to learn, and enable those who want to preserve history and teach others about it a platform for doing so? So yes, while I selfishly enjoy getting out on the water, and I'm devastated we're stuck here on shore right now, it also makes me very sad to know that this summer, no new volunteers are going to have the opportunity to learn and experience everything I have this past year. When I was asked to speak today, I was hesitant because I have only been here for a year and didn't feel I would be the best person to represent our group. But then I thought about it some and I realized length of service here doesn't really matter. What matters is that I love the Seaport, I love Pioneer, and I care about their future success. So, if like me, all of you gathered here today also love this area, and you value the opportunities that a healthy maritime museum and district can offer, then please, each and every one of us needs to make our voices heard, and together we can save our Seaport.
Our next speaker, Mr. Clyde Burrow, has been a downtown New Yorker for 30 years. He is the chairman of the New York Travel Advisory Bureau. He is also on the board of downtown's own Knickerbocker Chamber Orchestra, a fine ensemble. He's also the executive chairman of the board of the Lower Manhattan Marketing Association. A great supporter, we'd like to welcome Mr. Clyde Burrow.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Bearing in mind that yesterday was the end of times, we're pretty lucky to be here, I think. Let's see if we can save some more stuff, as well as the planet. But you know, there are other speakers, they're going to talk about the assets and the wonderful assets that the museum has, and how some of them perhaps have not been given the attention and rigor that they should have. I want to mention something that is invisible. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm can be palpable, it can be formative, it can create. Money can appear when the right enthusiasm is around. Interestingly, it comes from Greek. It means to be filled with a god. Well, I guess Poseidon is our god. And I would urge all of you to Google Seaport Speaks, something that happened, I believe, in 2006. I was not involved in it, but lots and lots of good ideas came out, lots of enthusiasm, some of it translated into reality. And that's what we have to do now. The enthusiasm that we all feel for our neighborhood needs to be converted into some action. So good luck to us all.